I think it's fair to say that was a game that was marked by several controversial decisions. Gary, what were your thoughts on that?
I'm absolutely disgusted, to be totally honest with you. The decisions today, you can't legislate for that in football. 1-0, okay, they deservedly took the lead. We started slow, but then we get a breakaway on half time, just before half time. And, I've seen the pictures already from BBC. It's a stonewall red card. Regardless if it's a penalty or not, it's a stonewall red card. That changes the game in an Irish Cup. The other team's down to 10 men. We have 11 men, 1-0, still in the balance. And I thought when the boys come out in the second half, I thought we started the game really, really well. And again, we scored a goal. And again, BBC's proved it. It's onside. It's onside. So we go one each. At that time we're on the ascendancy. And it's a different game of football if the goal goes in. Then we score another goal. And he's given it offside. There's that many rules of offside nowadays, I'm not clear. Because when Singy's shot, it's hit their defender, then it's given off another defender, then Tuffers has made a save, and then we've put it in the net. So again, I'll need clarification on that one, whether it's offside or not, because I don't actually genuinely know the rules. I know in the Man City game the other week, a player was offside, and if the defender hadn't touched it, he would have been offside, but the defender touched it, so you become onside, and he went through and scored. So again, I'm not sure of the rules, but that happened in the Man City game that I watched the other week. So if that's the case, it's hit off one of their defenders, then it's hit another defender on the way through, then Tuffers has made a save, and then we've scored. So again, I'm not clear on that one, so I'm not going to say 100% he's got that wrong. Then we've had a stonewall penalty turned down, a 3-0. Everybody in the ground seen it, bar the referee again. And the frustrating thing for me is the linesman that gave the offside in the goal was the same linesman that disallowed our goal up at Solitude and didn't give it the penalty up at Solitude as well. So, you start to think there's a bit of an agenda at times with certain people. And let me tell you, I'm really, 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 really cross. I'm really, really angry because, what I asked them of players tonight, we were already down bare bones, obviously with suspensions. A couple of players playing there tonight, not 100% in terms of hockey, and Connor just coming back from injury. And we're giving everything, and players are giving everything. And their destiny is decided by three men in the middle, unfortunately. And that's what happened in the game. No matter who watched that game tonight, I was sitting in the stand, believe it or not, and I always have my phone on me to see what time it is and just check the time. And I was getting messages after messages from neutral people, from Irish League people, and they were all saying the same thing. That the referee was wrong, the linesman was wrong. So, certainly all them people that were texting me and I weren't Glenavon fans, I know that for sure. And again, when them things happen, then you haven't the chance, you haven't the hope in life. And when you try to talk to them, it's nothing to them. The difference is with them boys go out and get paid every week. Win, lose or draw, whatever decisions they make, they get paid every week. Our boys' contracts are decided on it. My job's decided on it, on results. And that's the problem with football. That's a route of ours into Europe. That's gone now because of people in the middle, not because of our players. And listen, it's probably the only time in my life at a 4-0 defeat that I haven't went in and hammered players, because I actually can't do it. I'd be wrong. And let me tell you, I'm really, really angry. I'm really cross. And to be honest with you, I'm being quite diplomatic on what I say here, because if I really wanted to say what I really felt, it would be a lot stronger.
Did you get a chance to talk to the referee afterwards? Is there much point in even trying to talk to him afterwards?
Listen, you talked to him at half time, you said you've seen the decision, he's wrong. Nah, wasn't enough in it. Listen, they don't even want to say to you, I'll go and have a look. It's always, nah, I'm right. And that's where it's wrong, because as I say, I can turn around and say I'm wrong. So I don't understand why other people can't say when they're wrong, and come out and admit that they're wrong. Because certainly whenever I pick the wrong team or I make a wrong decision, or if I say something wrong to a referee, then I'll turn around and I'll admit when I'm wrong. It takes a bigger person sometimes, but certainly when you talk to them and you say, and the bit about it is, I think you don't know anything about football, because when you certainly speak to them and you say you've seen the decision, and BBC's called the decision, and the people analysing the game's called the decision, and they still turn around to you and say, nah, I was right, then that's when it becomes wrong. Same whenever we've seen a decision from the linesman, you go down and you speak to him, nah, 100% offside. How can you be 100% about anything in life? I can't be, but he is. But yet he's got it wrong, so he's not 100%. You know, it's just so frustrating, honestly, Michael. I'm sick to the teeth of it at times. You know, it really. Sometimes a manager it puts you off football. You know, as much as I love this football club, I've always been a big advocate of the league. But certainly in recent years, the decisions that have went against Glenavon Football Club have been absolutely abysmal, and I make no qualms in saying that. We'll put together a video with a lot more to add to it this year. Over the last couple of seasons, the decisions that went against us, and I'm nothing short of being very angry. And it'll ruin my weekend. It'll ruin the players' weekend. But you know what? They'll be all right. They'll be fine this weekend. They'll go home and have a lovely weekend with their families, and they'll be able to enjoy their weekend because of Saturday off tomorrow and Sunday off. But unfortunately for us, we won't be able to do that. You know, that's us out of the Irish Cup. That's a route of ours into Europe away, and because of other people, unfortunately.
I was just about to touch on that fact that we're out of the Irish Cup and that's a route out of European football. So financial sort of hit as well we take. I mean, obviously that's very disappointing in itself in any defeat.
Yeah. Again, Michael, I can't say anymore. You know, I can't. Yes, they've had a couple of chances in the first half. We've had a couple. They should have ascended off. It changes the game, but I can't say any more, Michael. I'm not going to stand here and criticise my players because they don't deserve it tonight. And if I did, I'd be lying, which I know I never do. And you know, I'd be being dishonest, which I'm not going to be. But certainly with other people, I think other people should come out and be honest. And be honest about how they got the decisions, and be culpable, and take responsibility for a football club like ours who are struggling to compete with the big teams at this minute in time, but yet, you know, them be the reason why we're out of this cup.
One of the more interesting aspects, just to move away from that whole side of things, was your selection night and the inclusion of Paddy Burns. How did that come about? We've held on to his registration.
Yeah. Listen, Paddy's available to play. We've re-signed him every year because college football there is no contracts, and it's like going to school over here, which all the players do over here. So there's nothing wrong with that. We've re-signed him every year just in case he comes back home and he wants to play for the reserves or whatever. And certainly the way we played against Crusaders the last time, it fits you in the right, and obviously the balance of Peter in the left with a left footer. We just thought that we'd go with that. Paddy's obviously been playing regularly up to Christmas until he come home, so he's match fit, and he's come in and trained with us, and he's looked really sharp. So we've went to that, and listen, he's got 3 in the first half, and he should get a player sent off. So if that happens, then it's a great decision and everything's rosy. But as I say, I thought he'd done okay in the first half, and again, he could have played a part in the player. Well, he played a part in what should have been a player being sent off.
And a debut as well for young Scannell as well.
I thought he was excellent when he came on. I thought he was really bright, really lively. Listen, he's really impressed us over the last month or two. You know, he's only 17 still. I think he turns 18 this month, but he's a good kid. He's hungry, trains hard, works hard, and you can see he's a bit of ability as well and a bit of confidence about him. So, as I say, we're hoping, maybe not just right away, but we're hoping for big things for him in the future.
And then Carrick next week. Attention will turn to that now.
Michael, it's really difficult this minute in time to talk about anything next week. I'm really at a low here. Listen, give me a while and I'll speak about Carrick whenever I get away and sit down and get this out of my system, and then we'll start thinking about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know. But at this minute in time, yes, we want to go down there and bounce back, but at this minute in time it's very, very difficult for me to speak about a game in a week's time.